So Donald Trump is terrified this morning because one of the first top executives from the Trump Organization has already testified in the grand jury against him, which could send him to prison. This is Jeff McConney. He is the controller for the Trump Organization. Basically, it's one of the top financial people at the company, and he's also a senior vice president. So we're not just talking about some rank and file person. We're talking probably about one of the half dozen to top 10 most powerful people in the Trump business, certainly in the top 5 when you exclude people with the last name Trump. And he reports directly to Allen Weisselberg, the CFO of the organization, a man who's facing his own charges and who a lot of people expect to flip on Donald Trump. And the reason this guy is particularly important isn't just because he's a big cheese at the company and he knows a lot about Trump and Weisselberg and the Trump kids, but that this is a case based on financial crimes. The case at the Trump Organization isn't about some sort of murder plot or anything. It's about financial, tax, accounting crimes, and whether those things were done purposely, whether they were accidents, and things like that. And this guy would know more than anyone about those realities. So what happened almost certainly is he was brought in to say, did you or did Weisselberg or did Trump or did Don Jr. or Ivanka or Eric order certain accounting practices be done to basically overvalue the company, undervalue the company, decrease the amount of taxes you had to owe fraudulently, etc., etc., etc. And if yes, that does make the corporation liable, it also makes Trump liable and maybe his kids. And as we've talked about, if there are multiple crimes committed at the organization, it's more than possible that Donald Trump could be charged as a mafia boss. They could charge him under RICO provisions, the same things they used against the Gambinos and the Gaudis and the Capones to get them, basically saying that because you're the head of a criminal organization, even if you didn't 100% directly do the crimes, if you indirectly or directly ordered someone to do them on your behalf and for your benefit, you are criminally liable. And so these sorts of people are crucial. And so you can see Trump sweating. You can see the Trump kids sweating. It's why on Fox News a couple nights ago, Eric Trump and Don Trump Jr. were basically crying live on air because this supposed investigation, which they call a witch hunt, is unfair against them. But the reason they're crying is because it's very serious, it's very substantive, and it's very close to getting them. And it will only be a matter of time before they, and maybe Trump himself, are subpoenaed to talk about, their knowledge of the case, their knowledge of the accounting practices, and things like that. And this also has to be contextualized in Donald Trump's desperate politics right now. The reason he's talking about getting back into office by August is, one, he hates democracy and basically wants a coup, but thinks to himself, when I was president, I was above the law, and if I want to be above the law again, I gotta become president. But that's not an option. And so Trump, the crazy, delusional, scared man, is flailing about, and we all get to watch it live. So let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy Trump freaking out. Who knows if he'll ultimately go down, but the fact that he's spending every morning terrified of new news about his investigation should give us all a little bit of solace.